Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a play. The Washington Commanders have made a surprising move that has left fans talking and analysts scratching their heads, as veteran cornerback Noah Igbinoghene received a reprieve just hours before the final cut-down deadline. Reports emerged earlier in the week suggesting that the team was actively seeking a trade partner for the defensive back, whose roster spot appeared tenuous at best. Many assumed that the combination of a strong cornerback room and Igbenoghene's perceived inconsistencies could make him expendable, especially given the presence of younger players and new draft acquisitions. However, despite the looming uncertainty, the team ultimately opted to retain him, signaling that there may be more to their plans than immediately meets the eye. This decision has prompted heated debates across social media and sports forums, as fans try to reconcile Igbenoghene's past performance with the team's apparent need for depth and flexibility in the defensive secondary. The drama surrounding his status is far from over, and all eyes will be on the Commanders' coaching and management staff in the coming weeks. For those following Igbenoghene's journey, his case is particularly compelling because it highlights the fine line between potential and performance in the NFL. Last season, he demonstrated flashes of reliability, stepping into starting roles when injuries or rotations demanded it, and performing admirably in a nickel cornerback role when rookie Mike Sainristil shifted to the boundary. While there were occasional lapses in run support, his overall consistency outpaced what many expected based on his draft profile and prior experiences. Analysts and fans alike have pointed to these moments as evidence that he deserves a chance to solidify his place in the roster, yet the trade speculation suggests that even perceived competence doesn't guarantee security. In a league where decision-making is both ruthless and strategic, the team's choices regarding Igbinoghene reflect a broader philosophy about talent management, roster balance, and long-term planning. The juxtaposition of his on-field capabilities and the front office's initial willingness to explore trades underscores the unpredictability that defines professional football. Igbenoghene's preseason and training camp performances further complicated the narrative, giving fans reason to believe that he might be more integral to the Commanders' defense than originally assumed. Observers noted that his agility, awareness, and ability to cover a variety of offensive threats made him a versatile option in multiple packages. In a division where injuries can strike quickly and depth can become the difference between playoff contention and disappointment, having a dependable cornerback like Igbinoghene available offers a layer of security. Nevertheless, the team's initial maneuvering toward a potential trade left supporters questioning the rationale behind keeping or moving him, especially when other players on the roster had yet to demonstrate comparable consistency. The situation serves as a microcosm of the larger roster chess game that unfolds every year, with front offices constantly weighing performance against potential, market value against team needs, and the short term against the long term. The Commanders' handling of Igbinoghene has thus become a talking point that transcends the individual, reflecting broader strategic questions about how the team approaches player evaluation. General Manager Adam Peters and head coach Dan Quinn have been at the center of this drama, with their decisions ultimately determining Igbenoghene's fate. While fan opinions swirl endlessly on social media, the only perspectives that carry actual weight in this scenario belong to the decision-makers who understand the nuances of the team's roster construction. Keeping Igbinoghene was a choice that likely factored in both his talent and the potential difficulties of replacing him mid-season if injuries occurred. Yet the move also opens up questions about future strategy. Will he remain a trusted backup, or will the Commanders continue to explore trade opportunities once the dust settles? The timing of these decisions highlights how fluid NFL rosters can be, and how players' careers can pivot dramatically based on management evaluations. Fans may cheer or groan, but for Peters and Quinn, the calculus is pragmatic and unrelenting, prioritizing the team's competitiveness over public sentiment. Igbinoghene ultimately secured a place on the roster, but the reprieve may only be temporary, and the story is far from finished. The timing of the decision suggests that the Commanders might have been unable to find a trade partner willing to meet their valuation, echoing situations seen in previous years, such as defensive tackle John Ridgway III's trade saga. Keeping Igbinoghene on the roster grants the team flexibility and ensures that they are not left without a dependable option in the defensive backfield. At the same time, it creates a sense of anticipation among fans, as they wonder whether the cornerback will remain in the fold or be moved once negotiations pick up again. This duality between security and uncertainty embodies the nature of NFL roster management, where decisions are rarely final, and the status of even seemingly secure players can shift overnight based on market interest, injuries, and internal evaluations. The precedent of Ridgeway's trade to the New Orleans Saints illustrates the delicate balancing act front offices perform in these situations. By retaining him initially, the Commanders gave themselves a negotiation buffer, a strategy that could be mirrored with Igbinoghene if external interest resurfaces. This approach emphasizes the importance of timing in the NFL, where executing a trade too early or too late can significantly impact a player's market value. For Igbinoghene, the reprieve is both a relief and a warning. While he remains on the roster for now, his future could hinge on factors entirely beyond his control. The intersection of strategy, performance, and opportunity creates a constant tension, where even competent veterans can find themselves in precarious positions, reminding both players and fans that the league operates under a uniquely competitive and often unforgiving set of rules. Valuation plays a central role in these decisions, and Peters has demonstrated a clear commitment to securing assets only when conditions are favorable. Retaining Igbinoghene may indicate that no suitors have met the Commanders' expectations or that the team values depth over immediate financial or roster gain. In this context, Igbinoghene becomes more than just a player. He is a bargaining chip, a strategic reserve, and a potential insurance policy against unforeseen circumstances. This multidimensional perspective highlights the sophistication behind roster management decisions, which often go unnoticed by casual observers. For fans, it underscores why debates about player performance often intersect with financial and strategic considerations, creating narratives that are as much about front office maneuvering as on-field talent. The reprieve, while unexpected, reflects a calculated risk rather than a purely emotional choice, offering insight into the complex calculus that governs team building in professional football. The precariousness of Igbinoghene's position also underscores the unforgiving nature of NFL employment, particularly during cut-down season. Hundreds of players are released every year, and even those who make initial 53-man rosters are subject to claims, waivers, and subsequent roster adjustments. In this environment, job security is fleeting and the margin for error is razor-thin. Igbinoghene's situation exemplifies the tension between performance, opportunity, and organizational needs, illustrating how quickly circumstances can shift in a league that leaves little room for complacency. While the reprieve offers immediate relief, it also carries the implicit understanding that continued effort, adaptability, and resilience are required to maintain his spot. For fans watching from the sidelines, it serves as a reminder that the narratives they follow are not fixed, and that each week can bring significant changes to the roster landscape. Looking forward, the question becomes not whether Igbinoghene will continue to play, but under what conditions his role will evolve. Injuries, performance fluctuations, and strategic decisions will all play a part in determining how much playing time he receives and whether he remains a fixture in the Commanders' secondary. Analysts have speculated on various scenarios, including potential mid-season trades or positional shifts, reflecting the dynamic nature of roster management in a highly competitive league. This ongoing uncertainty makes Igbinoghene's story both compelling and emblematic of the broader challenges faced by NFL players who exist on the borderline between starter, backup, and trade candidate. Fans are left to speculate, but the underlying truth is that only consistent execution and the team's strategic imperatives will dictate his ultimate trajectory in the months ahead. Beyond the immediate implications for Igbinoghene, this saga speaks to the broader culture of roster strategy and the way NFL teams manage talent in high-stakes situations. The interplay between management intentions, player performance, and market interest creates a narrative rich in suspense and complexity. In this environment, decisions that may appear puzzling to outsiders often have deep strategic logic behind them, reflecting a balance of risk management, long-term planning, and short-term necessity. For the Commanders, retaining Igbinoghene provides flexibility, preserves depth, and allows the organization to maintain control over potential trade negotiations. For the player, it represents an opportunity, however tenuous, to continue proving his value and securing his place in a league defined by its ruthless competitiveness. Ultimately, Noah Igbinogheni's reprieve serves as a potent reminder of the unpredictable nature of professional football. While fans celebrate the temporary victory, the underlying tension remains, with his long-term status still uncertain. This situation encapsulates the thrill and anxiety inherent in NFL roster decisions, where talent, timing, and organizational strategy intersect in ways that can make or break careers. The Commanders' handling of Igbinoghene will continue to be scrutinized, debated, and analyzed as the season progresses, serving as both a case study in front office acumen and a narrative thread that keeps supporters engaged. For Igbinoghene himself, the focus must remain on preparation, performance, and adaptability, as his position within the team remains subject to the shifting priorities and calculated decisions of management. In the ever-changing landscape of professional football, this story is far from over, and each passing week will bring new developments, keeping fans and analysts alike on the edge of their seats. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. The Washington Commanders have officially announced the signing of wide receiver Braylon Sanders, a move that has sent shockwaves through both the NFL and the UFL fan communities, sparking endless debate on social media and sports talk shows. Sanders, who has been turning heads with his explosive performances in the UFL, has been linked to multiple NFL teams over the past months, with rumors intensifying after his jaw-dropping displays of speed, agility, and catching ability. Sources close to the team suggest that the Commanders have been monitoring Sanders for quite some time, impressed not only by his raw talent, but also by his work ethic, football IQ, and adaptability. The announcement comes amid a whirlwind of speculation, with many analysts questioning whether Sanders can translate his UFL success to the highest level of professional football. Fans are already buzzing with anticipation, imagining the dynamic plays and deep threats he could provide to Washington's offense, while insiders hint at a contract structured to reward performance and longevity, reflecting the team's cautious but optimistic approach. Sanders' journey to the NFL has been anything but ordinary, marked by perseverance, resilience, and a relentless drive to prove himself at every level. From his early days in college football, where he showcased glimpses of his natural talent, but often went under the radar due to limited exposure, to his breakout tenure in the UFL, Sanders has consistently defied expectations. In the UFL, he quickly became a household name, with commentators praising his ability to create separation, make contested catches, and impact games in crucial moments. Scouts have noted that Sanders possesses a rare combination of size, speed, and technical skill, which makes him a matchup nightmare for defenders. The Commanders' decision to sign him is being viewed as a high-reward gamble, as he could either emerge as a game-changing playmaker or face the steep adjustment to NFL-level defenses. Social media platforms are overflowing with clips of Sanders' highlights, fueling speculation about how he will mesh with the current roster and whether he could push the team's passing game into an entirely new dimension. Analysts are already dissecting how Sanders fits into Washington's offensive schemes, suggesting that his versatility could allow the team to experiment with a variety of formations and play-calling strategies. Known for his ability to line up both inside and outside, Sanders gives the coaching staff the flexibility to create mismatches against linebackers and defensive backs. Some insiders have hinted that he might even see time in motion or jet sweep packages, exploiting his agility and acceleration to stretch defenses horizontally and vertically. The Commanders, who have struggled at times with consistency in the receiving core, appear to be banking on Sanders' knack for making big plays in critical moments to help close out tight games. Meanwhile, opposing teams are reportedly taking notice, already adjusting scouting reports to account for his unique skill set and unpredictable routes. The buzz surrounding Sanders is not only about his physical abilities, but also about his mental approach to the game, his ability to read defenses, and his confidence in clutch situations, all traits that suggest he could become an integral part of the team's offensive identity moving forward. Braylon Sanders' personality off the field has also become a topic of discussion, with teammates and coaches in the UFL praising his leadership, humility, and drive to elevate those around him. Sources indicate that Sanders is a locker room presence who thrives in competitive environments, constantly challenging his peers to improve while maintaining a positive and focused attitude. Washington's front office reportedly valued this aspect as much as his on-field talent, believing that his mindset could have a ripple effect throughout the squad, especially among younger receivers and skill position players. The Commanders have historically emphasized culture and chemistry when constructing their roster, making Sanders' reputation for professionalism and dedication particularly appealing. Rumors are circulating that he has already begun forming strong bonds with key members of the offense, and insiders suggest that these connections could accelerate his integration into the team's playbook. Fans are already speculating on how his personality and charisma might translate to marketing opportunities and fan engagement, further amplifying the excitement surrounding this unexpected addition to the roster. The timing of Sanders' signing has sparked its own wave of speculation, coming at a point in the NFL calendar where roster adjustments and strategic planning are at a fever pitch. Some pundits suggest that the Commanders were motivated by recent injuries or depth concerns at the wide receiver position, while others speculate that the move reflects a more aggressive strategy to challenge division rivals in a highly competitive NFC East. Insider chatter hints that Sanders' signing may also signal a shift in philosophy, with the team aiming to inject youth, speed, and playmaking potential into an offense that has been criticized for being predictable at times. This has led to fervent debate among fans and analysts alike, with some expressing skepticism about whether Sanders can handle the jump in competition, while others are already envisioning highlight reel plays and game-winning moments. The combination of timing, talent, and team needs has created a perfect storm of intrigue and anticipation, ensuring that every Sanders-related headline will dominate sports conversations for the foreseeable future. Sanders' impact could extend beyond just the offensive side of the ball, as his athleticism and awareness make him a potential asset in special teams situations. During his UFL tenure, he frequently contributed in kick return and punt return duties, demonstrating his ability to shift momentum with explosive, game-changing plays. Coaches and analysts alike are pointing to this versatility as a key factor in his potential success in Washington, as NFL rosters increasingly value players who can impact multiple phases of the game. Reports indicate that the Commanders' special teams coordinator has been studying film of Sanders' UFL highlights extensively, suggesting that they may have specific schemes designed to maximize his ability to generate field position advantages and potentially score in unconventional ways. Fans have latched onto the idea of Sanders electrifying stadiums not only as a receiver, but also as a dynamic returner, fueling speculation that his arrival could rejuvenate Washington's entire offensive approach while adding a new layer of excitement to their game-day experience. As news of Sanders' signing spreads, the social media echo chamber has exploded with theories, highlight compilations, and even mock projections for his first season. Hashtags and fan accounts dedicated to tracking his every move have started trending, and commentators on sports networks are debating the long-term implications for the team. Some speculate that his presence could create competition and elevate performance among the current receivers, while others are fixated on how quarterback chemistry will develop, questioning whether Sanders can quickly adapt to timing patterns and NFL defensive schemes. Rumors have emerged suggesting that the coaching staff may tailor certain packages specifically to exploit his strengths, indicating a level of confidence rarely afforded to a rookie or newcomer. Meanwhile, fantasy football enthusiasts are already considering him a potential sleeper pick, predicting that his UFL dominance could translate into a surprisingly productive debut campaign, further intensifying the speculation and excitement surrounding his arrival in Washington. There is also an undercurrent of intrigue regarding Sanders' contract details, with insiders hinting that the deal may include performance incentives and escalators designed to reward production, longevity, and team success. While the exact figures remain confidential, sources suggest that the structure reflects both a calculated investment and a vote of confidence, signaling that the Commanders see potential for long-term contribution. This has fueled rumors about whether the team intends to build around Sanders in future offensive plans, possibly prioritizing speed, vertical threats, and deep ball opportunities. Analysts note that such contracts are often double-edged swords, capable of motivating players to excel while simultaneously increasing scrutiny and pressure. Fans, however, are largely captivated by the possibility that Sanders could emerge as a breakout star, transforming the perception of Washington's offense and creating a sense of urgency among opponents who may be unprepared for his skill set, fueling the ongoing buzz and speculation surrounding his unexpected arrival. Sanders' arrival in Washington has already inspired comparisons to other UFL to NFL success stories, with commentators drawing parallels to players who overcame obscurity to become key contributors on professional rosters. This narrative resonates deeply with fans, who are drawn to the underdog storyline and the idea of witnessing someone defy the odds on a grand stage. Rumors abound regarding how quickly Sanders will adapt to NFL-level play, with some insiders optimistic about his immediate impact, while others caution that adjustments to speed, scheme complexity, and defensive sophistication will be critical. Despite the uncertainty, excitement continues to mount as highlight reels and anecdotal evidence from UFL scouts paint a picture of a player who possesses both the tools and the mentality to thrive. The storyline of Sanders' transition has become a focal point of speculation, with sports shows, podcasts, and fan forums endlessly debating whether this signing will become a masterstroke or a calculated risk. Meanwhile, the ripple effect of Sanders' signing has reached beyond Washington, capturing the attention of media outlets, rival teams, and agents across the league. Every interview, practice report, and social media post is now scrutinized, as insiders look for clues about his preparation, mindset, and chemistry with teammates. Rumors have even suggested that other NFL teams may have attempted last-minute negotiations to sway him, highlighting the competitive nature of player acquisitions and the perceived value Sanders brings. Analysts emphasize that his adaptation period, learning curve, and resilience under pressure will determine the ultimate outcome, creating an air of suspense rarely seen around a newcomer. Fans, meanwhile, are captivated by the narrative potential, imagining a future where Sanders could not only become a household name, but also redefine the trajectory of Washington's offense, fueling ongoing speculation and excitement for months to come. Off the field, speculation continues regarding Sanders' marketability and cultural impact within the team's broader fan base. His personality, style, and charisma have already sparked rumors of endorsement deals, fan engagement campaigns, and community outreach initiatives, further amplifying the buzz around his arrival. Team insiders have reportedly hinted that the organization views Sanders as more than just a player, envisioning him as a figure capable of inspiring younger athletes and connecting with diverse audiences. Social media platforms are overflowing with memes, highlight compilations, and fan-generated content celebrating his signing, creating a digital storm that rivals the excitement typically reserved for marquee free agent acquisitions. As this narrative unfolds, the intrigue surrounding Sanders continues to grow, intertwining his on-field potential with off-field possibilities, creating a multi-layered story that keeps fans, analysts, and rivals alike eagerly awaiting every update and development. Ultimately, the signing of Braylon Sanders by the Washington Commanders has evolved into one of the most captivating off-season stories in recent NFL memory, merging elements of performance speculation, cultural impact, and narrative drama. From his UFL exploits to the potential reshaping of Washington's offensive identity, Sanders' arrival has generated a whirlwind of discussion across sports media platforms, fan communities, and social networks. Analysts and insiders continue to dissect every possible angle, weighing his skill set, adaptability, contract structure, and locker room influence against the challenges of transitioning to the NFL. As the season approaches, every practice report, preseason game, and highlight clip will be scrutinized for hints about his integration and potential breakout. Fans, meanwhile, are caught in a collective state of anticipation, fueled by the rumor mill and the tantalizing possibility that Braylon Sanders could not only succeed but thrive at the highest level, cementing his name in Washington lore and creating endless talking points for sports media in the years to come. The coming months promise to be a roller coaster for Braylon Sanders and the Washington Commanders, as speculation intensifies over his role, performance, and overall impact on the team's fortunes. Rumors continue to circulate about potential breakout games, memorable moments, and signature plays that could define not only Sanders' career, but also the narrative arc of Washington's season. Analysts and fans are already imagining scenarios where his speed, agility, and catching ability create game-altering plays, forcing defenses to adjust and opening opportunities for teammates. Behind the scenes, coaching staff and front office executives are reportedly devising strategies to maximize his contributions while managing expectations, creating a delicate balance between excitement and measured development. As the anticipation builds, every training camp report, media interaction, and practice highlight becomes a source of speculation, fueling endless debates and theories about how quickly Sanders will emerge as a central figure in the team's offensive identity, and how his story will unfold on the grand stage of the NFL. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.